It's less than 3 weeks before the entire continent of Africa, the entire world, come to a standstill in Qatar for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Just know that as still a reminder, as Eswatini TV, we will be bringing you live 28 games here on Eswatini TV, because different analysts, different special programs will be provided to you for the 30 days between the 20th of November up to the 18th of December. What an entertainment, what a quite exciting moment is going to be here in the Kingdom of Eswatini. But before that, before we reach into that, this coming weekend, first ever edition of the Momo Cup, it was launched earlier this year. It's going to be the first edition this coming weekend. The finals are this coming weekend. We touch on that. The 4 teams that will be lining up for the occasion, we'll talk about them and talk about how the votings are standing at the moment, and look at other necessaries that you need to know as a supporter, as a fan, to know for your team, that if you are willing to go to the stadium, or if you're just a football lover just wanting to know what's happening with the steps. 3 lucky supporters will walk away with the tickets to go watch the Momo Cup finals this coming weekend. So we have your time to try to ask you 3 questions. These are the 3 questions that will be asked to you, and as a viewer you have to answer 1 question and you just walk away with 3 tickets. Let me just remind you, it's 3 tickets, not 300,000 tickets, because I know the moment the line is open, everyone wants that ticket. Otherwise, not only for that, we also touch on the CAF Confederations Cup. Our Eswatini's envoys, Ray Leopard, played their first leg here on home soil earlier on at the Somplo National Stadium, and of course playing a draw against AS Real Bamako from Mali, a team I would say technically and tactically looked up to the game, but what an entertaining game it was, especially on the side of the likes of Junior Magagura, who managed to get a draw for Real Leopards. So the return leg is next week in Mali. We touch on how the game was and different highlights. Otherwise, moving on, anything that has to do with outside football, we've got an athlete by the name of Tabiso Dlamini. He's currently in Russia, where he is, I would say, undergoing his scholarship deal that was sealed by the Eswatini Olympic Commonwealth Games Association in conjunction with the International Olympic of Boxing member Dlamini. So we touch on how is he doing. He is in preparations for the 2024 Paris Games. He's in the company of Maxwell Chere, the EOGA Chief Executive Officer. So but the journey, how was the deal sealed, and what does this mean for the remaining athletes who also are willing to seal a deal of this magnitude? You talk about athletics, swimming, taekwondo, all those athletes who have the potential to fly to Paris come 2024. All is going to be rounded here on your #1 channel, Eswatini TV, through YouTube, through Eswatini TV app, and in the comfort of your seat at home, you can just watch us. Just don't go anywhere, because by the name of Mkwesi Dlamini, he's from MTN Eswatini. He is in charge of anything that you want to know about Momo Cup. He is here to give us information.
As vosele sivosele nemlaleli nembukeli we-Eswatini TV angasithatha mhlambe kulawo ma-platforms osowabalile, but sithanda kakhulu lokuthi nje usiphe isikhathi sakhe to join us on this session.
All right, beautiful stuff. Mkwesi Dlamini from MTN Eswatini. Just a reminder that the final, the Momo Cup finals were supposed to be held last weekend, and then there was a postponement. A postponement being the fact that Nsingizini Hotspurs, applied an urgent application that 4 of the team's players had gone with the under-23s in Egypt. So under the rules and the regulations of the tournament, or any football tournament for that matter, it does clarify that once a team is short of 2 or more players, they can actually apply an urgent application requesting the postponement of the tournament. But now the postponement, it gave more times to the teams for preparations and for you votes.
Sibonga kakhulu Pepe, mhlambe siqale ukuthi kulabalandzeli bokhanza ukuthi bese bavele emakhalenda abo bawalungisele ukuthi ngelesonto eliphelile bade babukele imidlalo kungaba ngilothi mhlambe sicolisa on behalf of football and the tournament itself lokuthi kwabe sekuba nalo shintsho lolu abasetulu lebele ungabhekeki kodwa ke bebhola bakhona kuyichaza ukuthi it was inevitable. So kwaba ke ngindlela lesekumele ukuthi siphinde siyilalele sikhona ukuthi mhlambe le tournament yethu ingathi noma seyidlaliwe bese phindze ishiya igama lelibi kuba lethanzi bebhola nalabo mhlambe labayidlalisako. Kubuya ke ukuthi kukhona ama supporters obokhanza ukuthi ngeke kutilungiselela bebasavele emathikitsi akakhona etandleni noma sebawathengile for leyo weekend. Singacela ukuba assurisha lokuthi lawo mathikithi asolo avalid nabasenawo nje batawukhona ukuthi bawasebenzise to access the stadium kude lokwashintsha ngaphandle kwale date and the validity yawo ke was extended to the coming Sunday. Kusho lokuthi ke ngesondo vele kuyadlalwa sosithembisa iPL ukuthi sebahlolile tonke tingono tebhola nama developments la khona lendekako bayasho ukuthi cha kule phela sonto sitawukhona ukuchubeka and be able to play the games as per planned and it's going to be a whole day similar to the experiences that we had at Mavuso Sports Center on the 23rd where we had our playoffs. So the day starts as early as 7 a.m. when the gates open and then it finishes when the final whistle blows on the 3rd game of the day. So again, the coming weekend we'll have 3 games. First there's 2 semi-finals and then we'll have the final at 4. The first match will start at 9 and the second match will start at 11 a.m. Then there will be that breather for the teams just to recover a little bit and then come back in the evening to play their way into that 600,000 prize.
Mfuna sambe kanye ngosi ngoba lokunye ukhanza ukuthi it's a challenge especially for the supporters. I personally saw you during the game between Manzini Wanderers and Mbabane Highlanders. That's a different tournament. It was the M10 Premier League, Somtlo National Stadium. After the game, I did approach Premier League of Eswatini, the CEO Kenneth Makanyi wangichazela ngalendzaba your system lekhona between them PLE and the title sponsor you of supporters using Momo Pay to buy tickets. So the Momo Pay applies for both Momo Cup and league, and it's M10. So the explanation he gave me was enough to say no. Issues are being discussed kubukindlela ukuthi bangastakala kanjani balance ikakhulu kade ngalokuthi it's a system lentsha labanye safune ba apply lo momo but majority maybe you want to assume ukuthi banayo but umbuto usolukhona ukuthi they are not sometimes happy with how logistics are played. Let me give you an example. Munye yakhala ukuthi sengibuta on behalf of the sponsor. Munye yakhala ukuthi nangabe ukhonile kuboleka imali ka momo. You can't buy a ticket because lokufakako nje momo yapthatha. 2 na uthenga imomo at some point ufune utsinga idata uyitsingelana. Those are some of the things bakhala ngakho. Utsinga internet at the same point. Baphinze bakhala ngalokuthi by the time they buy the ticket and when they get to the stadium then the process iba incane because then laba process ama ticket ukhanza ukuthi nabo imishini emncane. Njenga sponsor, what's your say on that? So far with the momo system, what's your say? I'm sure you've heard behind the scenes with
so fortunately, as you are saying, when something new is introduced into the market, there has to be that phase where we are taking every stakeholder through the process. It's an education phase. So when we started the league this year, we had kind of jumped that leg in terms of educating everyone because you can't educate people without football. So there was no football being played. So there's nowhere where you can educate supporters. So that was the leg that was missing. So the first few games have been about just educating the supporters to move together with them through the platform. There will be painful moments which we were willing to go through, but we have the patience to educate everyone and make sure that we all eventually go together into this new destination that we are trying to get our soccer to. So the platform itself doesn't have issues. The issue is just that we are still trying to move with the education. People are still buying tickets online when they are already at the stadium, which then means that in your mind you want to get to the stadium. You are not trying to buy tickets, right? So when you are psyched up to enter the stadium, you don't have the patience that's required to start buying the ticket because you have your money. and you want to buy. So the first group that you are trying to train and educate is the group that can buy the ticket but decides to buy them when they are already in the stadium. So we want to ask those
of
groups.
which is something you've encountered recently.
So
but
with
ticket was a stadium.
But tickets was a stadium, which then defeats the whole purpose of the convenience of buying anywhere. Because you can buy it while you're in the Kumbi to the stadium. The ticket will arrive in your phone. When you get into the stadium, it's just a 10-second scanning process and you are inside. So if you buy it in the stadium, though, you may find that you are not even trained enough to buy it for yourself. So now you have to ask the people that are supposed to scan the ticket to help you buy the ticket. So that then creates the dynamic in the stadium where the person who wants to scan a ticket has to educate FEP first to say, hey, FEP, you have to save this contact on your phone. Once you have saved it as Momo Marketplace, then go to WhatsApp, open and buy on WhatsApp. So that whole education journey now is at the disadvantage of the person who already has the ticket. Because the person who has to scan is the person who the supporters still come to ask questions about how to buy a ticket. So that's, so that's a part that we've been trying to educate, that let's buy the ticket ahead of time. And the second bit is that tickets are available alternatively in MTN outlets. So when you go to town to any MTN shop, they will be able to assist you and say, okay, tickets are available in shop A and shop B. So you can go there and buy your tickets and you can have the physical tickets other than the ones that are bought from Momo Marketplace, which is a WhatsApp interface. So you have those alternatives as a customer to buy the ticket before you get to the stadium. And
before we leave this topic, i-system lenisebenzisako ku-Momo Pay bengicela ukuthi naloko nasikuchaza sizame ukuthi sikuchaze kahle siphinde sikuchaze ngeSwati ukuze ukuthi lo munye akuve kahle ukuthi engabe kukhona yini indlela ukuthi le system yakhona kubona ukuthi the person losebenzisa lelicingo, he is trying to buy a ticket. Maye ingathathe imali yeMomo njengalokuthi siyathi ukuthi uyakhona kuboleka ku mobile money, your 600, your whatever, but in the event lo muntu akoleta mobile money 600, anything he puts in mobile money yathatha noma ngifaka imali ukuthi ngizama ukuthenga itikiti yakuthatha ikhona ini, because labaningi bakhala ngalokuthi sikoleta sami ne mobile money singena kanjani ngoba ngiyekele nyalo ngithenga itikiti bese sidabuye sitekele yena ukuthi ngiyakoleta.
I think kumele simbukele mobile money as a financial system. Ungambuki ukuthi kunamama ebholeni kunami ngoba itolo bekangekho ebholeni namhla sewukhona, right? So you imagine ukuthi if you've got your own bank and you owe that bank and you haven't paid that bank. So what will the bank do when money hits your account?
Okay.
Whatever the reason you have money, but any money that comes to the bank will want to protect itself first. But let me just take the opportunity to maybe help my supporters. Look, say, Momo loans anale duration before atitathela imali. So the first 30 days, noma ungakoleta 600, which is the maximum in Momo loans. Now bolekelo 600, asengapheli 30 days, ungamfaka ngisho 1000. Imali yakhe itawusolo ikhona. It's only when you have exceeded the agreement ya 30 days lapho ke khona Momo loan so bese sowuthatha ke every amount ayikhanza ku account.
Noma ngithenga itikiti nje yathatha bona.
Ngeke ube naleli thuba lekuthenga leli ticket actually, because any amount noma bangakupha 20 rand ukweleta lo 600 emalangeni, vele Momo loans will be the first one to collect, because le window the contract yenu ya 30 days seyiphelile. You can also pay ahead of time. Nangabe mhlambe bowukathe ukuthi unemali lengaka waselo munye ukuhlaba ngesikozwana wakupha lenye imali, so ungathi initiative usheshe uyibhadale ukhululeke kulona, so that le product ibekelwe ukuthi ngesikhathi soyidzinga ikuside vele akubi healthy nakuwe ukuthi uyathi kuthina kube ngibhadele lona ngabe sengiyaboleka. So mase singawacela ukuthi maybe let's try as much as possible lokuthi we are within the period lokuvunyelwana ngayo ya 30 days kuze ukuthi le product ingenokuvimba embili na ufuna ku transact.
All right, in the interest of time now, so let's move on to the business of the day on Sunday. No, Sunday is the big day, is the finance. Now, akona ma special cases stawungena fast in the questions for the supporters, those who win the tickets. But what's the program on the day? First game it's at 9, the second one is at 11, the final is at 3 o'clock. Everyone is urged to buy the ticket. Business of the day in terms of programs, in as much as quite a special guest, is there any activities on the stadium on the day?
Ngikuphelela kwayo le program itawuphelela kahle mhlambe kusasa na PLE nasekakhonile ukukhuluma nalaba khulumisa tindzaba nema stakeholders atabadlala ngelisonto. Kodwa ke bengishito ukuthi vele itawufana nale lisonto lesa lamhla ka23 emavuso.
Okay.
Of course kutaba khona some entertainment because it's a long day. And kunalama gaps lamakhulu when teams are resting between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Where teams are resting. So kutaba khona ne entertainment kuba khona lama activations ke njengoba besenda emavuso lokuthi siyawakhuthaza kakhulu ama supporters ukuthi ethi amphethe lo momo ngoba man of the match la ku Momo Cup ikhethwa ngilama supporters. So nangabe nje stadium and ubona umdlali akujabulisa in the stadium, you dial *7000#, ungene man of the match, ungene club yakhe bese uyamvotela uthi umdlali lo tsite ngimvotela mhlambe nga 10 emalangeni noma nga 20 emalangeni noma ngaleyo mali kuze ukuthi leyo mdlali abeseke sekuba nguye man of the match wangaleyo game. Nangabe nimvotele kanengi ngiyena lo taba sedulu, nangabe nimvotele kancane utaba ngeke azawina ngalo la kutawina laba labamvotele kakhulu. Sizama lokuthi vele kube icup lapho khona ama supporters have a lot of influence. Kukiyo kungabi ukuthi mhlambe solo kuthiwa it's only a few laba understand ibhola. So ngibona batawubona lo dlale kahle ama supporters have a role themselves. So sitabana uma activities lawo and then nalamanye ke ma promotions akhona aka MTN Eswatini leyo khanza ukuthi ama supporters seka wajwayele ataba khona ku activate ukuthi mhlambe na uthenga airtime lengaka, these are the prizes. Now enter the activity then this is what available to you. We're looking to have as well 2 sets of social games. Lapho khona we'll have the board of governors ka PLE adlala with a combined team yabo CEO tivakashita ka MTN Eswatini in part of the social activities of the day just to bridge the gap between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. on the day. So it's going to be a very full day. The whole experience I think it'll unpackwa tomorrow at noon. Nase kubukakala lokuthi in terms of readiness. We will have a setup where we are visiting the stadium just to see some of the logistics. Little bit swabona in previous games to see how can we maybe best protect my supporters and make it a more flowing movement in and outside Somtlolo.
All right. The remaining 4 teams are Ansingizini Hotspurs, it's Rangers, it's Moreni Pirates, and Mbabane Highlanders. Do you have maybe the standings on how the votes are, just to remind the viewers before we get into the questions?
Okay, just one moment. Kuba savala, Satinas Vala, Sakanza would say if the most voting team, I'll just give 2 highlights. The most voting team was Singizini for the second leg of the playoffs or of phase 2 voting where we're doing fixture voting.
Yes.
So my supporters labeka vote Kurube and Singizini Hotspurs.
Yes. And
then if fixture by Tanzara Kulu Begu the fixture the Rangers versus Singizini Hotspurs. So ngiyona le binema vote la maneng. And then the whole schedule gena kutsike hosta bani kudlalwa njani it does communicate to access officially by the Premier League of Eswatini CEO.
All right, beautiful stuff. Singizini and Rangers, that is the most voted fixture. For those who want those 2 teams to me. Now, 3 questions are going to be on your screen, and there will be the number also on the screen where you take your phone, you dial the number, and you answer the question. You win a ticket. 3 tickets. His Yam Kodisi is going to give away 3 tickets. The number has been already on the screen. The questions are, what are the 2 ways you may use to buy Momo Cup tickets? Which teams are in the Momo Cup semi-finals this Sunday? By this Sundays, we mean come Sunday, Mhlaga 6 November 2022. How do you vote for men of the match in the Momo Cup? Now, so whoever that is going to call first is going to answer the first question. If he's right, he walks away or she walks away with the ticket. And the second person will answer the second question. We're not going back to number 1. No, the second person will answer the second question. She or he will walk away also with the ticket, and so goes on for the third one. The number is 76568333. Now, the show is on. I'm waiting for the call. Can you call? Can you call? Can you call? 3 tickets. Even if you are from Hlangano, if you are from Lavumisa, wherever you're from, there is a chance that by the time you get to Somhloro on Sunday, this man here in the studio, we make it happen for you to get a ticket. Who knows? You could also win other stuff on the day. So now, while we're waiting for the call, shortly, I think they are going to alert us. Let's also talk about, some of the things one would say, the surprises that we've seen in this voting system. I think we've expected every time Ngrama crowd pullers would always put in something. Even in these latest votes, maybe Balance Money Pirates, Balance Highlanders would be the ones leading. But so far, the Nsingizini and the Rangers of this country are leading. Someone is on the line. Can we welcome you this evening? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, kunjani baba?
Ngiyaphila.
Siyaphila. Sikhuluma naba nokuphi? Oh, ligama sevele khona. Kunjani Thwala?
Ngiyaphila njani baba?
Siyaphila. Now, can you answer the first question, please?
I chose the second one.
Okay, you're choosing the second one.
Yes.
Can we go by the order of the questions? Can you start with the first one? I think you can answer it. Hello?
Hello.
No, it's fine. Let me give you an opportunity. Okay, answer the second one. I'm breaking the rules. Which teams are in the Momo Cup semi-finals this Sunday?
Nsingizini Hotspurs, Babani Highlanders, Moneni Pirates, and Rangers.
Very much. Thank you very much, Twal. Now, this is Lamin in the studio. Utakukazela ukuthi ticket uthola njani? Ngosi, uthola njani Twala ticket lakhe?
Utalithola njengoba sathi uthi amathikiti athengwa kaMomo Marketplace. So uthatha inombolo yakhe, utasusinika inombolo yakhe ka-WhatsApp. And then leli ticket litawungena ku-WhatsApp wakhe bese uyadihambela uyodingenela stadium.
So very much, Twal. Now, he's gone. Thank you very much. Now, the first ticket has gone away. I'm only left with the 2 tickets. So the man has managed to answer the question. Now, he was the first call. So first choice, kufana ne parking, first come, first serve. Kufana nokufike ku stop sign. He got in and he suggested he answers the number 2. So I gave him that chance. But we cannot come back to number 2. Number 1 and number 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Ngos, I think number 1 is what are the 2 ways that you can buy the Momo Cup tickets, and then the last one, how do you vote for a man of the match in the Momo Cup? It's been a shock to always think you would see the so-called crowd pullers, your Pirates, your Highlanders, will be leading the votes, but it's been the other way around.
Yes, not necessarily a shock per se. But what we normally see is that kunema stages ukuthi bantu bafunze kwenta lenye info.
True.
So kukho lama supporters dasheshe abona the science of the Momo Cup and they put their concentration and efforts behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ngos, kunamdu Dlamini elayinini. Nguvusele Ngos.
Yes, Fabrice kunjani bhuti?
Ngiyaphila njani Ngos?
Ngiyaphila namntwana.
Ngiyacela man Ngosi sekonakele already ngicela upemvura umbuto wekucala.
Wekucala.
Yes. What are the 2 ways you can use to buy Momo tickets? Ngitiphi indlela etimbili longathi sebenzisa ukuthi usengele ticket la Momo Cup?
Ungasebenzisa Momo uphinde ulithenge futhi.
Okay. Uthi ungasebenzisa Momo, that's the first way. Indlela yesibili uphinze ulithenge futhisi.
Yes.
Not good.
Okay, are you sure? Ngicela ukunika isikhathi uphinze ucabange kancane. Sure. Ngathi uyangakhona man.
Hello.
Yes, ngiyakuva ukhona Nkosi. Yes, ngiyakuva.
Yebo ngisho.
Usho. Hayi ngisho mina ke ngithishela lo nikana amathuba. Nangu umlangene sasiphe uphendule kahle ni Nkosi.
Uyathenga ngama Marketplace so bengifuna kumniketa leli point lecala.
Ucela ngakuphi?
Ngama Marketplace.
Mama Marketplace.
Yes, yena bekathi nje Momo so ngiyamniketa ukuthi bekaya ngakhona Momo Marketplace. The other place lothenga kuyo tickets ngama outlets aka MTN na service centers. So ngilawo khona uthola ama ticket khona.
So lo futhi sivele ayinani.
No ngeke aza alithole khona.
cha inkosi ngathi lo futhi sivele bomkhanuka hayi ukuthi bamthengisa khona. Now sibonga kakhulu umuntu for that call. At least you tried, man, and then I think I love the fact that you are loyal viewer, so at some point sitawubona ukuthi nathi la khaya singakubambisa kanjani ukuthi at least ukhona kufinyelela ufike la stadium. Now second singabuya nini kulo mbuto wokucala ngoba so there's no one who answered, so we can still go back to the question.
We will hear from the viewers.
We hear from the viewers. Now, two questions are not yet answered. The first one is where are the which two ways you can use to buy the Momo Cup? That's the first question. The second question has been answered, so you cannot prove it. And the second question is how do you vote for men of the match in the Momo Cup? Oof, I wish I was the lucky supporter because just explain how you can vote for the men of the match. Now, those are the two questions. Number 1 and number 3. Number 1 and number 3, you can only answer that. Number 2 has been answered. 2 tickets are on standby. The so-called small teams have shocked the entire country.
Yeah, so the small teams, what we understood, because we also did a marathon shows countrywide. The small teams were able to link to the hearts of the local supporters. So kana tibonsing is in the Shiselweni beba barricade ukuthi bona nabo Rangers they own the Shiselweni region. So in that campaign the supporters were able to come then and say uyadictsini asengisupporta team yasekhaya kuqala before ngiye edolobheni.
Ngosi kuna nonhle usebuhleni ngubusele nonhle. Hello.
Hello.
Yebo kunjani sisi?
Ngiyaphila futhi.
Ngiyaphila. Now, nonhle gama. 2 questions. Ngicela uphendule number 1.
Number 3.
Ufuna ukuphendula number 3? Hello.
Hello.
Nonhle? Are you still with us? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, baba unjani?
Ngiyaphila sisafrisa njani nini?
Siyaphila. Sikhuluma naba nokuphi?
Khuluma namathosi Simiso.
Simiso. Ngicela kubuka ukuthi vele bosorubuka leli hlelo. Please answer the first question.
The first question is mathikithi atholakala kuphi?
Yes, what are the 2 ways you may buy? Tindlela timbili ngathi sebenzisa ukuthi uthenge itikiti lakho. Yes, tindlela timbili. Not tinzawo, tindlela.
Ungasebenzisa le ndlela ekuthenga mobile money.
Ungasebenzisa indlela yokuthenga mobile money. Ngicela sihambe kanye Simiso. Ungasebenzisa indlela yiphi?
Ukuthi uthenga mobile money lokhu
uthenga mobile money. Okay. And then number 2.
Lesibili ukuthi uhambe uyothenga kuma MTN outlets.
My MTN outlets.
Yes.
Okay, usho ngale answer yakho.
Yes, I'm sure.
Cha. Njengalo tishela ke ngicela ukuthatha amaphepha akho ngiyamixe ku head teacher. Ngosi uthini kule mpemvulo yakhe Smith?
Simiso usethi ungathenga mobile money bezophenza uyayititolota ka MTN outlet. Ngicabanga ukuthi Simiso angakhona ukuthola ithikithi ngoba ngicabanga ukuthi nakathi ungalithenga mobile money uzama ukuchaza lo marketplace lokuthi ungalikhona ukutithengela wena uhledi nje. Bese soyakhona nabo ungakhona ukutithengela uhledi ungakhona ke ukutihambela uyetitolota ka MTN. Lesingakungeda ngilokuthi na ulithenga uhledi ngalo marketplace kumele ube nale nombolo 78084000 ecingweni lakho uphinze ube na WhatsApp. Utokhona na ufika ku WhatsApp bese uvusela leyo nombolo uthi hi kiyo naso ivusele ke itasi yakulethela lo luhlwa lwema products athengiswa ngalelo langa bese uyakhetha ke ukuthi Momo Cup ungena Premier League of Eswatini bese sowungena ke kuma Momo Cup tickets so yakhona ke kuthenga ithikithi lakho. Likithikithi ke libuya la kuwe ka WhatsApp lo bese na ufika stadium so skena lona so ungena ngekhathi.
Usekhona yini Simiso? Okay, so hambile. Siyamnika ini ticket head teacher.
Siyamnika Simiso nganje.
All right. Okay, Simiso ngathi sekwendeke liphutha kancane ngoba awukakhona ukushiya inombolo yakho. Please do call again to ensure that inombolo yakho seyiregistiwe so that come Sunday ekseni uyakhona ukuthola ticket lakho. Simiso Amatonsi, do call us once again ukuze ukuthi sithole inombolo yakho ukuze ukuthi uthole ticket lakho. Now we left with only one question. Ngosi, I think lo munye umuntu bengicela kufa ukuthi siyesibone bo best dressed supporters on the day. Ukhanza ukuthi niyakhona ukukhetha ukuthi amongst the games ladlalwa the whole day niyakhona ukusho ukuthi yatumulanzela itsithe sogcoke kahle nimu award on the day. Do you have something like that on Sunday?
Sinama prizes amaningi based on ama activities esidabe siwenda ngaleli langa. Ngilama activities ke bese athi lona lo sokende kanje sesimendela nako but lesi kwendawo kulamalanga lokuthi sifundisa kakhulu ngalama products la khona ka MTN nala khona ka MTN Fintech bese ke ema customer ethu la ngenela lawo ma promotions sesiya awada lesikubekele ama supporters ukuthi aseka enjoy igame participate ama prize atiwine le team tabo individually baphindze futhi participate kulama activities eku supporta ama favorite players abo kuze ukuthi kube more of an inclusive game of football. Ataba mancane lapho khanza khona ukuthi ku selectwa people without doing anything ngaphandle kwengena stadium bese baya awardwa. There will be those games zakhona kodwa angeke ngisho ukuthi nayi letabe yenda nako nayi letabe yenda nako kodwa nje siyacela ukuthi ama supporters nakangena a-check kula ma-stands aka MTN atokwazi ukuthi namhla ku-activatewa ini kuwinwa ini kanjalo kanjalo.
All right. Now, I'm defying an order. I've been told to round up this interview, but I remember I promised you it's 3 tickets. I've only given away 2, so I have 1 ticket left. Please, the only remaining person on the call will get away with the ticket. Please make sure that you do call. I'm out of time. Senkoshio, but just number 3. Answer number 3. How do you vote for man of the match in the Momo Cup? Uvotera njani umdlali lo khombe kudlala kahle kule tournament ya Momo Cup? Please do call us 76568333. This man is here. He has the 3 tickets. 2 have been already awarded, so 1 ticket is left for the 3rd question. So please do call. Now, while waiting for the caller, let's talk about also maybe you talked about the entertainment akangeneka khulu lokunye maybe kutawuvela kusasa sibone nalo ukuthi it's a way of also entertaining other teams. Now siyesibone in terms of bana bangena somhlolo kuye kuba nama arrangements ukhanza ukuthi mhlambe team sithi hlala kuphi kuphi, or those things also stativa kusasa ukuthi laba abasupporta lena batawuhlala kuphi, all those things.
Yeah, the detail nema logistics ale program ya Sunday atawuphuma kahle kusasa nga 12 ngesikhathi PL iyakhulumisa abathatheli betinzalo.
Okay. Ngosi bathi kunamuzi elayinini sala simnika ticket ahambe nalo. Sivusele muzi.
Yebo kakhulu njani.
Siyaphira muzi. Number 3, how do you vote for man of the match in the Momo Cup? Nal ticket muzi Nkambule.
Okay,
Yes, go on. Siyakuva.
ushaya le nombolo.
Samba now, shayiphi inombolo muzi.
Singekho umuntu bese ngibambela la ngisu. Bathi nje uvota through lo momo. Kube nguwe lo decide ukuthi ufaka 10 rand noma ufaka 20 rand but mentioning the name of your favorite player.
Eshimanye Msuthu mani ngathi le nombolo imchoka manje ukuthi uyayikhohlwa. Ungabe nje ukayikhumbula nje fast ucazele nje ukuthi mhlambe singacala nga star nombolo and then hash. Ungayifaka emkhathini senkusithile kuna star ecaleni kuna hash egcineni. Inombolo semkhathini. Na ungathi uyikhumbule manje fast. Nali ticket la kickin ngabe uhamba na. Sekuyala. Yeah.
Okay, ukuthi inombolo esengikhumbula nje ngile 7608 4000 ngiyole bezihlala la ngcondweni.
76806000 846,000. Ngosi ngicela kushaya lo msebenzi ku uyamova yini umsuthu ukuthi thini?
Amuva kahle kodwa ngiyeva lokuthi akusiyo le nombolo la isho kwayekuvota kuloko umsebenzi we-man of the match noma nje lo aka Momo Cup wonke akusiyo le ekuvota le nombolo ayisho.
Cha muzi ngizamile mina yethu but ngicabanga ukuthi zamamani ulithenge Sunday namuhla vele ngeke ulitfole lenye langa. All right, I think someone was also trying to call. Someone else is on the line. Please, can we get someone on the line? There is someone on the line. Can we try to get that person? He could be or she could be the lucky fan to get this ticket that is remaining in the studio. Who is on the line? kunabani elayinini? Hello? Khona noselayinini, sikhuluma nabani lokuphi?
Khuluma Mlungisi Mochana.
Mlungisi, yes, sikuvusele Mlungisi, kunjani?
Fabrice.
Sure Mlungisi. Sicela manje usiphenduleni number 3. The question, how do you vote for man of the match in the Momo Cup?
Asengizame manje ngathi uthi star 7000 hash. Bese kuvela lama team lapha so uyangena kule game letabidala so votela lo mdlali ngemali zotabumvotela ngayo noma ngi10 rand noma ngi20 rand. Ngathi ngala.
Hayi, asenginike tishela lomkhulu. Hey teacher, ngathi uyangakhona kodwa.
Yeah, ngicabanga basemotshana asibanikete leli ticket ngoba lithi uyadile ukuthi kumele uchafatele star 7000 hash. Utathi nakafika lapha sekachafatele bese yamkhanza ke lo man of the match voting. Bese uthi yena ukhanza lama team. Kanti uqala ngalo man of the match bese soyangena ke kule team.
Alright.
Lofuna kumvotela kuyo lo man of the match bese kuselecta leligama lalo mdlali so uyachubeka ke nekubhadala momo wekuvota. Kodwa ke singampha ithikithi sitokhona kuchubekele embili sitoba naye ngesonto angene kahle e-stadium.
Alright, Mlungisi unalo ithikithi already but don't cut ngoba we want to register your number right now. Ngiyacela ungacut. So usekhona yini?
Yeah, ngikhona.
Yeah, ngicabanga sokuthola ithikithi. Usovumile tishela lomkhulu ukuthi vele lakho ithikithi on Sunday. So inombolo as we speak nyalo is being registered somewhere ngicabanga ukuthi Sunday angathi noma ufisa kubukela from the first game but come Sunday ticketalithola. All right. So kakhulu Mlungisi kuba nathi and we do hope to see you on Sunday and that concludes the draw. Singasho ukuthi 3 tickets have been given away by the 3 lucky supporters who were part of this conversation and we're educating more of the public ngarumsebenzi okusebenzisa iMomo ulemsebenzi ohambisana neMomo Cup. How do you vote? How do you follow your teams? How do you register for different other things? So this is MTN Eswatini trying to do the best for the local football. A short break. When I come back, we'll carry on with other activities because I'm still with this man by the name of Mkhweli. I mean, he's not going anywhere. Today, he's being transformed as an analyst. After the break.
Pay your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3 hash and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Once again, 28 games will be live on Eswatini TV. Now, moving on, we have a team in Russia. I don't know if I should say Moscow, but we do have our top boxer by the name of Temidlalo. He's in the company of Maxwell Jele and Temidlalo. Maxwell Jele being the EOGA, Eswatini Olympic Commonwealth Games Association Chief Executive Officer, and Temidlalo, the former president of Eswatini Boxing Association. Now, She is the International Boxing Association Executive Board of Directors. They are there. There is a deal that is, of course, in favor of Eswatini, where Thabiso Dlamini now has been given a scholarship to train in Russia in preparations for the 2024 Paris Games. Already online, the three of them, but first in person to you, Maxwell Chere, how are you and how cold is Russia at this point in time?
Yeah, thanks, Fabrice. Good evening. Moscow is very cold, Fabrice. The temperature right now is 0 degrees Celsius. So it is extremely cold.
All right. I know that you're in the company of the rest, Thabiso and Pel, but let's talk about this deal. You left, I think, over the weekend or prior to over the weekend. Let's talk about this deal because prior to the first, trip before you left for the, Anoka, assembly, you had highlighted that you want to strike deals that will assist our local athletes in preparations for the 2024. Now, the first deal has been already done that saw Thabiso now being in Russia where you are. We will talk about the others later. But how important is this deal and how did you manage to facilitate it for you and for the athlete?
Thanks, Fabrice. Fabrice, as we have mentioned previously that, in the current board of yoga, we have agreed amongst ourselves that for us to make an impact during our time, particularly when it comes to the international games such as the Olympics and the Commonwealth, we must do things differently. It cannot be business as usual. So there's a lot of work that is going on behind the scenes and has gone on. We are also tapping into the expertise amongst ourselves within the board members. So this particular deal, you will recall that one of our board members, Pel Dlamini, is actually a member of the board of directors of IBA, which is the International Boxing Association. So what we have undertaken is that all our athletes, particularly the ones that are under Olympic scholarship, that are preparing for qualification for Paris 2024, we do realize that even though they're under scholarship supported by the International Olympic Committee, those funds are not sufficient, in all honesty. And it is important for us to ensure that we expose these top athletes of ours at very good facilities, sporting facilities around the world, Fabrice. You have been a sports commentator for some years now, and I'm sure you do appreciate, the amount of effort and the exposure that is needed for our athletes. Fortunately, we've got a very good example that we can look at if we consider Sbusiso Matsenjwa Swazi Bolt. And if you look at the exposure that Bolt has been afforded, which has come at a very, very high cost. You will recall that from Tokyo 2020, from the Olympics last year, Swazi Bolt was stationed at the High Performance Center in Pretoria, South Africa, where he was preparing for the Commonwealth Games. Within that period, he was taken through to Europe to go and compete in Europe. He went to Mauritius and finally went to the USA before going to Birmingham. So his results have not come by chance. His results have been through hard work, but also the opportunities that have been availed, for him to go and compete. So this is the dream that we have. This is our objective, Fabrice, is to ensure that we expose these top athletes of ours. Right. We are very grateful for this opportunity, particularly because, our board member, Pel Dlamini, she was able to facilitate this. So we worked on it together to be where we are today.
All right. Now, Jerry, I know you are next to them. Just if you can turn your screen so that you can also say hi to them and just ask them one or two questions in particular. Yes, there is Pel Dlamini.
Hi, Fabrice.
Hi. Yes. Can you also say hi to Thabiso because Mbonangatsi as Sambone. Thabiso, sikuvusele now, Thabiso.
Hi, Njani Fabrice.
Okay. All right, beautiful stuff. Now, can we go back to Pearl, if possible, Mr. Chere? Because I think Pearl should also unlock the secret. Pearl, sicala kuva nje ukuthi Nkosi engabe le deal uyistrike kanjani. Just unlock the secret, because on countless occasions sakhuluma ukuthi vele kuba khona kwakho lapha ku-AIPA. We should benefit as a country, and these are the results. Tell us the secret. How did you unlock this deal?
Yes. Uqinisile Fabrice, listen. Kuba khona kwami ka-IBA livele ngibukile ukuthi utasendelana. So amongst many things engitendayo lengisathi sisebenza kwanyalo, this is the first deal esi-unveilako. In the next 2 months we'll be unveiling another deal letako even. So kwami kube kuthi-ke kufuna vele ukuthi live ngilisebenzele nimelo nembili. And the secret is the personality, of course. So getting close, it works so much.
I know.
Getting closer to labamlenabo le boarding and making them understand the simo saselveni Eswatini and understand ukuthi ngakusitakala kuphi kanjani. So when Max approached me for lenza by Tabis, I then took it upon myself sasengisebenza and ngaqala ngayibika president waka IBA. Ngasinakibika nje within 15 minutes wa respond, of course stamthatha Tabis aba umntanami nawuhlala naye umnyaka eRussia. So kweneke nje kanjalo, but kube melula because already bese ba understand lesimo saseveni nalokuthi phela nathi funa kubonakala ukuthi siliphathele ini live ngesihla emabhodini lamakhulu kangaka bese live kuba bethe benefit abo Fabrice. So siyajabula nje ukuthi le deal sisayinile, siqeda kuyisayina namhla emini nabo Max naye Tabis.
All right. Beautiful stuff. We can't wait for you also to strike a deal for boxing sports journalists. So you know what I mean. Now let's go. Let's also say something to Tabiso. Can you also talk to Tabiso? Tabiso, I think sikhuluma nje on a personal capacity ungichazela ukuthi you want to be exposed kule platform letakuvumela ukuthi ukhone kutilungiselela to the highest level. Paris is in 2024. You still have almost 2 years. Ucabanga ukuthi the scholarship, this training scholarship you got, itakusita kanganani ikakhulu kathi just kusichazela ukuthi what are the areas you want to improve. Ngiyathi ukuthi na useringini uyathatha ukuthi weak kuphi strong kuphi, what are the areas you want to improve?
Okay, kuqala nje ungaba ka appreciator ngibonge nje thuba ukuthi ngingaba nami the first athlete ukuthi angathola le thuba leli kanjena. Ngabonga nje ka yoga phindze ngibonge nama ke Pearl for the opportunity lenkulu nakangaka. So ubuyela ku question yakho lana lokungiphatha kahle kakhulu nje ukuthi ngisebenza nema coaches lamaningi kakhulu kusukela ngifikile nje ngibone two abo coach and nabo ema weaknesses zami angabatsheli, bavele nje bafike bangijimisa then base bayakhona lokungitshela ukuthi uthi ngakulungisa lana la and sekuqalile kuyasetshedwa ngaleso sikhashana nje lesincane. So ngisho lokho ukuthi le exposure lena insite kakhulu because maningi nalama box alela kujinywa khona nale motivation iningi kakhulu because baningi labantu lokukanza so computer nabo khona lapha ekhathe ejimini and nalabo coach nalona utibukela side la kakhe ukuthi okay tactical ume kanjani kulokunye ume kanjani. So le exposure lena ngicwa kakhulu ungasaphathi ke lokuthi yonke igame yase Europe letabe ikhona nangabe bangivumela ukuthi ngiattend itawubhadalelwa ngikhona kuyi-attenda. So le exposure lelana inhle kakhulu.
All right, beautiful stuff. We'll keep in touch, Tabiso. I know as the week goes on our daily, conversations. Last one, I don't know, should it go to Pearl or should it go to Jele? Let's give it to Pearl. Pearl, I think you're in charge of those two people. They are so close to me. Now, Kurumanga Jele is a close friend of mine. Tabiso is a close friend of mine. How safe are they? Nasikhuluma ngalethinza bathendeka emkhathini kweRussia na Ukraine, because if anything happens to them, yeah, they bayakhanya ngiyamangala nami bayakhanya, but how safe are they? I mean, are you safe, the three of you? I know you are there on special occasions, but how safe are you, and how are you ensuring that they are safe before they return back home?
No, the truth is good safe lab. Lembi nje kuma Latin and ukuthi ikhola khathi eRussia sine space lana eMoscow Tabiso taba base la Moscow for the duration of 1 year. So sifikile lana laba bafike last week Friday, mina ngifike itolo la Moscow. kude umsembo lesike sawubona kunekuthula nje and siyamangala ngalendlela live lemaswati abathanza ngayo abantu bala Russia bayasijabulela bayasemukela njengoba ngisho nje ukuthi ekuhlanganeni nami na Max nale boxing federation yalapha eRussia as well kube naletinye timbo letivukile nalesiba ngathi sitawusitakala nako kuloko malangeni latako landzelako kafisha nje kuphephile ngicela emaswati abeke phasi omoya bangabi nokuthi mhlawumbe umfana sitamlahla bese ngeke sisemlahle siyendile vele le investigation ngaphambilini basethembisa nabo ukuthi cha kuphephile umfana
That's kuphephile, but the connection afika kuligama ukuthi kuphephile, the connection was like nema. Anyway, baphephile from what you've just seen, and I think we've been interrupted by the connection. Let's see if we can get them back, but time is against us. Are you still with us, Pearl? Right. Okay. All right, the connection is not on that side, but I want to trust you that we have MTN here, so it can be our fault. It's Russia. So it's Russia, it can be our fault. We can't have the network in full to the top. Wherever would see you're not only the only one supporting, but on a personal capacity, sports. This is a great initiative. But I want us to just quickly in the remaining 5 to 6 minutes, let's now by CAF Confederations Cup, by virtue of being in CAF, MTN Premier League last season. The same MTN Premier League as the title sponsor. Real Leopard, the team Real Bamako. What's your take before the fixture? Does this mean it's a fair result? Now we'll see Mali, it's one of the best countries in Africa when it comes to football against our mighty Leopards.
Royal Leopard has been growing in their impact in the African continent, CAF, because almost every year they are the constant participants by Abuyela in this tournament. So sekubede ukuthi babe more acclimatized to the environment. Yekuthi nakufikile team bangabi ma underdogs.
What's your take on this? Look at how easy it was for them to get the first one. Oof.
Yeah.
Unlucky goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a defending mix-up. Yeah, it's a defending mix-up.
But you can't have for those mistakes on home soil.
Yeah, it's mistakes that do happen in soccer, though. Unfortunately, not without mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah, so we expect that. That's why they were able to claw their way back, because they believed it was a mistake that they could have avoided. And it didn't mean good to the other team.
Let's look at the free kick. This is the equalizer. Oof. Oof, beautiful.
Exactly.
He's impressed you in the local MTN league in all competitions. He's a player to watch. Yeah,
it's a very balanced team. I think they're also just skilled enough administratively to keep on kuplaka in the enhancements in a season. Leopard is one of those teams that can sign a 5 for battle. You can get a 2. And in the next season, you get a 3. So that's why maybe they stay fresh.
And
they stay also knowing each other as a team. I think
it's what has helped them.
Yeah, and I think the technical ability with Akone to beat our goalkeepers, which we believe they are more exposed professionally in terms of the continent's landscape on the eastern part or the towards the north part of the continent. Yes, even as they are more professionally run than ourselves, so they shouldn't be beaten by such free kick. But this one was
beautiful.
It was a good technical execution.
Now, network is back. We do have Maxwell Jele in Russia. Jele, just to say goodbye, but I think he's gone. The network is or still fighting us, but we managed to have a conversation with them to give us their opinion, what they think, and how things are going. And I liked on how Tabis also explained that for the entire year they are going to be focusing on ensuring that 2024 they make it on time. Having you is always a pleasure, and your analysis is amongst the best. We just explained for the 2 minutes we just gave you. You gave me what I wanted to hear. They're a team to watch. They have been together for some time. But there's something that Coach Edwin Matsebula is complaining about. Kutsila Africa fune kube never. Kuze kuthi bora afraid abakone ukucontrol ama mistake. Asesimuve Edwin Matsebula akhala ngalo kuthi iva solo kuthi la Africa.
Kula ama games la mhlawumbe CAF consider kufaka i-VAR because to my nangibuka mina goalkeeper wami ibhola wayekhahle lesandleni la kuye but the referee allowed the goal so ngiyacabanga ukuthi va mhlawumbe angasitha ngalelinye ilanga kulama games afana lawa but nje I'm not happy ngale result but anyway badlalile ngisho nje we will take the point emali nayo
Ikushiya kuphi results lekanjena coach ahead of the second leg?
Yeah, I see the result is better because bona nabathola goal away. It's the same story just the endekana Cotton Sport. Those guys got a goal away and that's a back advantage kubo nasesifika eCameroon. But we'll prepare and also will fight and come back.
Uyebuka ibhola eseNgilandi inkosi na umuva coach ukhala ngeva singaba nayo in Africa ngalokuthi siyabida la
nasibuka development the progression yebhola we need to first of all start la kwaqala khona sebaku VAR. We still don't have goal line technology as a basic one, which means VAR is still like a little bit further in terms of the development of a progression here. Singayiletha but to probably bring more confusion than actually the solutions that we are looking for now. But I think Ebola is developing toward the right direction. Labai pets, labai governor. I think Nabatola more support will all eventually play in the same standard. We've got technology to support my decisions as humans.
Now, Sihamba Bitabalanzer on Sunday, let's come in our numbers, let's be there. Nkona mine personally mdabeng 7 and now tab 7. Asibabite phela babekona on Sunday just to promote Ebola la kangwane.
Market ayavulwa 7 AM but sicela ukuthi bafike sebathengile lama ticket. Ema ticket already are on sale ku Momo Marketplace nangabe unelicingo lwakho thutane 78084000 msave ubhale igama lakhe ukuthi ngimomo Marketplace bese ka WhatsApp wakho uyavula WhatsApp so uthi ke hi ku Momo Marketplace nakuvela le menu kutovela Premier League of Eswatini uselecte yena kutaso yakuthatha kulama stages ekuthenga leli ticket uma ulithenge namhla leli ticket sizothi nasifika ngelisonto nasithi laba nema ticket abahambe ngala ube kulabo labahamba ukuthi ubona lo mehluko ukuthi na uneli ticket le experience injani now del ticket le experience injani bese ke in future games kulaba ema tournaments yakhona ke ukuthi bese uthenga ema ticket on time so singabacela nje ukuthi because the day is full uqalwa na early sicela ukuthi bamane bawathenge early ama ticket netitolo tethu sesivele tiyawathengisa taka MTN siyacela ukuthi nivakashele ngakhona niwathenge ama ticket 50 emalangeni le ticket kulithenga so siyawakhuthatha kakhulu balandzele ukuthi sicela ukuthi bendlule ngakhona ititolo bathenge lawo ma ticket uhlale so kahle nakushaya esihlanu nje solude le ticket usale nawe uba uneasy ngoba awusadi ngemgcibelo ukuthi sebawathenge onke yini ngoba siyamatha omhlolo unganani ngendeka futhi kufika kwena le cap ukuthi ama ticket atawu thengiswa zabe mangaki so awufuni ukuthi bese sakaphelela kanti bona bosacabanga ukuthi uyowathenga siyacabanga ukuthi more updates atawufika kusasa kodwa ama supporters letake stadium now settle ticket siyacela ukuthi uthenge kuna Momo Marketplace phenze kunetitolo taka MTN ema team lataba khona an entertainer ngelisonto baba ne Highlanders Moneni Pirates Nsingizini ne Rangers asibuye ke support ema team ethu sibone nekucala kuhlomeliswa kwabo champion bekucala ngca balenzebe ye Momo Cup.
Now but say Sugir. Now you have it. Lamini from MTN. He's done this job from the announcement of the tournament, from the launch. He has made sure that you made aware of the information. Me, as your journalist, I was also making sure that you get all the information and putting it out there. So it's remaining for the teams now to showcase what they have in store for Sunday. When you come back on Monday during the Eswatini, the champions will be here.